Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Sudhanshu Joshi from Doon University, Dehradun. Today we are going to talk on module Improving Quality through Total Quality Management from paper Operations Management. This module shall discuss various aspects of total quality management including understanding of the term quality, understanding towards the basic concepts of total quality management using a conceptual framework, and how quality can be improved using TQM. Also, we will learn investigation on the role of new manufacturing concepts and technologies in the development of TQM. Also, development of a strategical framework for developing and implementing processes of TQM. The total quality concept has been received increasing attention in the literature of operation management and strategic management. Since from late 1970s, from writing from Crosby, Feigenbaum, Juran, Auckland, to recent articles by Likert on Toyota production system, the product and service quality is increasingly cited as a primary strategic variable for effectively competing in global marketplace. The certain increase in the sale and the profit margin through better product and customer satisfaction is the aim of the quality management. In recent times, the concept of TQM has received considerable global attention. During the first few years, conceptually, the total quality management is the management philosophy that seeks continuous improvement in the quality of the performance of all set of techniques and procedures, processes, products, and services of an organization. They emphasize the understanding of variation, the importance of measurements, and the role of customers and involvement of employees at all the level of organization in the pursuance of such importance, such improvements. Primarily, TQM was developed and adopted by Japanese business firms. In early 1960s, Feigenbaum introduced TQM concept to Western firms. Many companies have successful implementation of TQM philosophy and have attained a high reputation for offering high quality goods with low process cost. Earlier in TQM, the idea of quality circles or quality control circles, which is also called QCC, was adapted to deal with quality related problems. However, TQM is concerned with total system aspect of organizational based changes and is more strategic in nature, as also stated by Gunasekaran in 1988.
Generally, 85% of quality-related problems arises from the system and remaining 15% of the problems are through workers' action. There exist two major quality concerns caused by system and caused by individual workers, as said by Deming in 1982. Total Quality Management (TQM) is a system used to denote a management strategy for producing quality goods and services within minimum cost of production. In other words, TQM adapts an organizational participation of individual parties to achieve improvements in production processes and products. This indicates that TQM operates both at the strategic formulation level and operational decision processes at all levels of organization. The concept of total quality emphasizes an integrated view on all activities in a company. This leads to the definition, design, production, and delivery of products and services, which meets the demand and expectation of the customers, thus provide satisfaction to them. 7 key principles of TQM. Fisher in 1992 has gave 7 key principles of TQM, which includes TQM is a management philosophy. It seeks continuous improvement in all levels, processes, products and services. It requires the understanding of variation. It emphasizes on the importance of measurement. It requires an understanding of the role of the customer and the suppliers. It emphasizes on the involvement of employees at all levels. It recognizes the management plays the key role. What is quality? There could be 5 approaches to define quality, as by Garvin said in 1984. The philosophic concept of innate experience and excellence, which is both absolute and universally recognized through experience, which is also known as transcendent approach. Second definition which defines quality is quality as product-based approach, which defines that the quality is a concept focused on quantity of some ingredient or attributes processed by a product, like the amount of a cream in the ice cream. It can be accessed and assessed objectively and is based on more than preference alone. Quality can also explain as user-based approach, which means that it is based on the premises that quality lies in the eyes of the beholder. It is subjective and motivated and rooted in customers' preferences. Quality can also express as manufacturing-based approach, which means that the focus on engineering and manufacturing practices, it identifies quality as conformance to requirements, and it is equated with meeting specifications or making a product right the first time. Quality can also explain as value-based approach, and it defines that the quality in terms of cost and prices. Quality provides performance at an acceptable price. The phrase affordable excellence summarizes the dilemma. Figure 22.1 depicts the various approaches on quality, and it has been adapted from a paper written by Garvin in 1984, which expressed that quality is a contribution from innate excellence, product-based approach, value-based approach, manufacturing-based approach, and user-based approach. Further, in another study, Garvin has segmented quality into 8 components listed as follows. First component is performance, which refers to the operating characteristic of the item. Second is reliability, which reflects the probability of a product being available for use or failing within a specific period of time. Third, serviceability is the speed, accessibility, and ease of repairing the item or having it repaired. Fourth, conformance is the degree to which delivered products meet the pre-established standards. Fifth, durability measures the projected use available from the product over its intended operating cycle before it deteriorates. Secondary characteristics which supplement the product's basic functionality. Aesthetics reflects personal judgment of how a product looks, feel, sound, taste, or smell. Perceived quality is closely identified with the reputation of the producer. Figure 22.2 express various attributes of quality as suggested by Garvin in 1987, which includes aesthetics, performance, reliability, serviceability, conformance, secondary characteristics, durability, and perceived quality. Figure 22.3 expresses the conceptual framework as adapted from Rawls, Conways, and Gunasekaran, which says that customers should be at the center, and the quality framework includes lot many of disciplines those are interlinked to each other. For instance, marketing, purchasing, industrial engineering, distribution, research and development, production, design and engineering, etc. The information flow in the whole TQM framework shows the relationship between customer and company with the suppliers. The supplier is responsible to deliver the items, product or service to company to manufacturing systems. The system uses the item either in the assembling or for the further processing to produce final goods to be delivered to the customer. Figure 22.4 depicts the information flow in the TQM. This kind of information loop acts as a nerve of integrated quality management activities for achieving TQM. As expressed, the interrelationship between input variables and delivers to the output variables. It includes supplier, where suppliers could be vendors, logistic providers, second party or third party. They are linked with the service or manufacturing system, which includes marketing, designing, engineering, production, financial accounting, distribution, etc. And a beneficiary to the information flow will be the customer, which could be retail customers or business customers. Improving quality using TQM. This section presents various practices performed by various countries to improve quality through total quality management. The total quality management in Japan in the early 1980s and spread to the Western world and Australia. In 1990s, TQM topics became very important, and many companies were looking to apply TQM and use it to development and improve their businesses. Japanese firms follow the concept of TQM in identical to total company management. Conceptually, the total company concept includes a wide range of activities starting from the design of the product to final satisfactory acceptance by the customer, as also suggested by Sahal et al. 1990. Western firms emphasizes on the continuous quality improvement using systematic approach that significantly improve the quality and the cost, especially in the manufacturing setup. Later in 1990s, a full understanding of the processes connecting to careful selection of the most suitable approaches leads to the implementation of TQM concept. The requirement of the customer will act as the input to all the functional areas as represented in conceptual framework. The output of one functional department may act as input to one or more other functional departments. This view of quality demands that the quality of products and services can be achieved by total quality management involving all the people in a manufacturing system. Realizing the importance of TQM concept in improving quality and productivity, an attempt has been made in this study. Component of TQM. TQM being a system that can cope with all of these challenges to resolve all health organizations' problems. Total quality management is also known as continuous quality improvement (CQI), quality improvement (QI), quality management (QM), and total quality control (TQC). Key principles of TQM includes the following: customers focus, obsession with quality, scientific approach, long-term commitment, teamwork, and continual improvement systems. It also includes education and training, freedom to control, unity of purpose, and employees' involvement and empowerment. The total quality management TQM framework can be explained by reference to each of the three components listed as: total, involvement of all the members of the organization, with everyone blending together to align all the activities within the organization with all inclusiveness and assurance for overall productivity. Second, quality, the standard of something as measured against other things of a similar kind, that is the degree of excellence of something. Third is management, is the art of getting things done. For total quality assurance, effective management is required to ensure for the flawless processes and overall effectiveness. Table 22.1 overall perspective of total quality management. The table illustrates how customer focus, continuous improvement, and teamwork align with the components of TQM. If we take principles as the component of TQM, we can correlate it with customer focus as paramount importance of providing products and services that fulfill customers' need requires organization-wide focus on customer. Principles on the second component or the perspective called continuous improvement can be stated as consistent customer satisfaction can be attained only through relentless improvement of processes that create products and services. Whereas if we put principles on the perspective of teamwork, it gets explained as customers' focus and continuous improvement are the best achieved by collaboration throughout an organization as well as with customers and suppliers. The second component called practices has an impact on customer focus as a direct customer's contract and collecting information about the customer's need. Whereas practices on the second perspective, continuous improvement, is expressed as process analysis. Whereas for teamwork, practices has the impact, and the impact is on searching for arrangement that believes all units' involvement in a process. Beside this, it also in fact the formation of various types of team as well as group skill training. If we go with the third concept or component of techniques, it has impact on customer focus as customer survey and focus groups, quality function deployment, whereas the second perspective called continuous improvement has been affected through techniques or is being leveraged through techniques as in the form of flowcharts, Pareto analysis, statistical process control, fishbone diagrams. Whereas the third perspective is being impacted through techniques in the form of teamwork in organization development methods such as nominal group techniques, team build methods, for example, role clarification, and group feedback. The detailed investigation of the system is carried out in accordance with the objectives of the proposed system. This involves detailed study of various operations performed by a system and their relationship within and outside the system. During this process, data are collected on the available files, decision points, transactions handled by the present system, interviews on site observation, and questionnaire to the tools used for the detailed system study. Principles of TQM. While the principles of total quality may appear in different forms, those developed by the British Quality Foundation represent the core of most TQM initiatives, as also suggested by Coppens in his study in 1995. There are set out as 16 principles with alternative terms, word, concepts presented in this fashion or way, as also illustrated in figure 22.2. Table 22.2, Principle of Total Quality Management. This table illustrates the principle and the definition under those principles. For instance, the first principle is highest priority, and the definition under it is total quality must overtly be the highest priority of the organization, company, or an individual. For principle on quality definition, the term TQM is defined as any definition of quality must include meeting, satisfying, conforming to the agreed or negotiated customer's need, requirements, wants, and expectation. Whereas for the third principle, customer definition, the term TQM is expressed as the concept of customers including investors, employees, stakeholders, suppliers, and the community and every interpersonal relationship. Whereas for the third principle, named customer satisfaction, the term TQM can be defined as long-term satisfaction of the customer's need with be an aim of any total quality organization. If we go with aim as a principle, then the TQM can be defined as a total quality organization will have a clearly stated, widely understood, and generally accepted directions or aim. If we take communication as a principle, The term TQM can be defined as a total quality organization will openly, clearly communicate its principle, beliefs, values, mission statement, policy for quality. If we consider ethos as a principle, the total quality management embodies the values, beliefs, ethos of the organization, and thus total quality is intrinsic to every activity, decision, and action. If we consider values as the parameter, then TQM can be defined as the highest level of integrity, honesty, trust, and openness are essentially an ingredient of total quality management. If we consider mutual respect and belief as parameter, then the term TQM can be defined as there is an implicit mutual respect of all the stakeholders involved with a total quality organization, which ensure that long-term businesses is intended to be mutually benefited in all the concerns. If we look forward for health and safety as the concept, then the term TQM can be defined as healthy, safely, and environmental issues have a high priority within a total quality organization, since the welfare of all the investors, employees, suppliers, and community as stakeholders in the enterprise is intrinsically to the future well-being of the organization. The principle of commitment illustrates leadership as leadership of total quality management stems from the top of the organization and enlists individual and team commitment throughout. Participation and ownership principle reflects on total quality offers each individual the opportunity to participate in and to feel ownership of his or her activity, and jointly to share a sense of ownership for the success of entire organization. Continuous improvement as the process helps to understand total quality management as total quality management inclusive of continuous and measurable improvements at all the levels of organization, ranging from company performance to individual employees' performance, such that continuous process improvement forever becomes an essential ingredient of success. Whereas performance as the principle reflects on total quality management as a requirement to consistent, predictable, and accurate, precise performance to high standards in all areas of the organization. Thus, measurement, assessment, and audit are commonly TQM activities that takes place in the organization. If you take resource as a principle, then resources are helping to understand TQM as an aim of every total quality organization is to use resources better to achieve great success financially and otherwise. If you take investment as a concept, then total quality management will always require sufficient appropriate investments to ensure that planned activity can occur.
Now let us explore the impact of quality management orientation on operational performance of the firm. The increased complexity of today's business environment and high latent international competition make it necessary for the organization to improve the quality performance by aligning their quality practices in their attempts to capitalize all possible traditional and advanced or non-traditional sources of competitive advantage. As revealed in the literature by Kanji in 1988, strong orientation towards quality management plays an important role in spreading the quality philosophy through the entire organization. According to Diamorback and Sachdev, which they have wrote a research work in 2008, the quality orientation of the organization is linked to a widespread understanding among members of the organization about importance of quality through quality policies as well as practices and systems that are oriented to achieve the basic tenets of the policy. Treating quality as a cultural phenomena means quality is the approach as set of values as the general orientation and an organization ideology rather than just as a set of tools or techniques. Consistently with the description of quality cultures, we understand the concept of quality management orientation to be composed of values that describe customer orientation, quality responsibility, prevention, and process orientation. Now, the importance of organization culture to the manufacturing strategy has been recognized in the recent times, but there have been little empirical work and industrial support required in regards to quality culture. While acknowledging the contribution of organization culture on the organization performance, the recent academic work revealed a lack of industrial inputs that examine the impact of specific subsets of organization's overall culture on different dimensions of organization performance, including maintenance performance.
Underlying this argument, it is important to explore the concept of quality management and its impact on maintaining the performance. Furthermore, it has been acknowledged by many authors that maintenance is a major contributor to the performance and profitability of manufacturing system. As also supported by Nazar and Asyaf in 2003 and 2004, Parida and Kumar in 2006, Kens and Igward in 2008. Whereas selecting an appropriate maintenance policy, as stated by Prakash and Chen in 2012, is essentially for companies to maintain their competitiveness. However, for the effective deployment of the maintained practices, it is important to put focus also on the soft aspect, that is behavioral and cultural aspect. The great benefit may result from total productivity maintenance, especially when a total quality and team working culture already exists within the organization. By Wilmot in his writing in 1994. It provides a strategical framework for developing and implementing processes of TQM, where three major components are contributing to the absolute customer focus, and they are continuous improvement of the organization in terms of processes and production, use of systematic appraisals to the management, employees, employment, involvement, and their development. Total quality philosophy requires total quality systems and tools. Total quality management systems and tools complement the TQM philosophy of the organization.
As the study conducted by Hendrick and Singer in 1997, which supports the empirical proof that TQM improves the performance of the organization. A strategical framework for TQM, which is also shown and depicted in figure first, describe the model consists of two main components. One is TQM philosophy, and second component is TQM systems and tools. Now, TQM cannot exist without a complete acceptance of its philosophy by at least the top management. Once the basic TQM philosophy is accepted by top management, then different systems and tools can be initiated to propagate and facilitate a culture based on such philosophy. TQM philosophy consists of four basic beliefs, which are as follows: absolute customer focus, employees empowerment, involvement and ownership, and continuous improvement, and also use of systematic approaches to management. The core of TQM philosophy is absolute customer focus. Believe in employee empowerment, involvement and ownership, continuous improvement, and use of systematic management helps the organization to achieve continual increase of customer satisfaction at continual lower real cost.
Figure 22.5 describes the individual components of the total quality management philosophy and their interrelationship. which are further discussed in subsequent sections. TQM productivity increases competition in a global market necessarily that productivity should not be considered as an indicator of efficiency only. It must also measure effectiveness, yet the distinction between the two is often overlooked. For example, a company that produces according to the process specifications may be using its resources efficiently, but unless it is producing what its customers want, it may not be using them effectively.
There is no point of churning out well-made products that nobody wants. To be profitable, a company must judge productivity and value from the perspective of the customers, not from the engineering angle. Hence, internal processes must only be geared towards producing products and services that the customer find useful and valuable. The TQM philosophy ensured effective efficiency by encouraging companies to production, planning, and development systems that deliver products only according to the expectation of the customer. Several studies have validated that in long run, companies that adopt TQM achieve greater effective productivity, profitability, and market share for most kind of products and market situations. Productivity and absolute customer focus delighted customers are the prime determinants of sustainable competitive advantage for any organization. To retain customers and enhance new one, a company needs to focus on providing value to the customers, and then do in a manner that is more effective than its competitors. Customer satisfaction transforms into customer's delight when goods or service exceed customers' expectation. Thus, understanding what the customer wants is critical. When a company desires all its efforts towards its goal, it automatically produces only when it requires by its customer. This leads to high sales and operating profit for the business as customers pay more and buy more when it comes to quality products that they want.
It also curbs inventory pileup of both unsold and returned or rejected inventory, as well as recall cost, warranties claims, and produce liability cost. But care is also taken to satisfy the requirement of internal customers. Items are produced according to the specification, hereby minimizing defective items, the cost of rework, and subsequently through output time. Hence, customer focus enhances effective productivity by reducing internal and external failure cost, along with ensuring that only those goods are produced that are in demand. Productivity and employee involvement, ownership quality can't be delegated. It must be assumed and lived by everyone on the payroll.
According to Ivan and Lindsay and their research article, which has happened in 1996, 60% to 90% of the cost of total quality are difficult to control by management alone. When workers themselves are committed to deliver quality, they take great initiative towards meeting products and process specification, detecting and eliminating process bottlenecks, improving products and process designs and settings realistic yet challenging performance targets, diversify in views and experiences encourages creating new ideas for serving customers, and this is invariably foster productivity of the business.
Productivity and continuous improvement, the ever-changing taste of customers and pressures from the competitors induce firms to adopt proactive strategies to retain and or gain market share. Hence, continuous improvement is essentially for the very survival of a company. Both incremental and breakthrough improvements enhance productivity by decreasing cost or and improving performance. Performance is enhanced through greater responsibility, shorter life cycles for new products or services, better products, shorter through output time, and unique marketing, engineering, or production strategies. Cost declines by reducing errors, defects, and wastage. The systematic management approaches ensure that whatever we produce is consistent with what we wanted to produce, thereby reducing wastage. It also ensures that all the resources are approximately utilized and efficiency is gained by increasing output while reducing inputs.
So students, let's now summarize what we have learned in this module. We discussed about various aspects of TQM, including the term quality, how quality is interlinked with efficiency and effectiveness of the firm and the processes, what are the basic concepts behind the term TQM, how a conceptual framework helps a business organization to implement TQM, and how quality using TQM can improve the profitability of the business. Thank you.